last time we made a drawing, we made it with circles. We called it Circle Guy. So this time I'm going to do a drawing and we're going to use boxes, because you can construct a drawing with circles, boxes, triangles. Those are our basic shapes. So I'm going to use some paint, some watercolor, and I mentioned the last time that you can also add color pencils. So I'm going to add some color pencils. So this is what we call mixed media. Mixed media, when you add like two different types of mediums together. So let's start with a box. Here I'm going to freely draw a box. So I'm going to make a box. So this is a simple box like this. So everything's going to be in box shapes. So we need some eyes. So I'll give them some square eyes to keep that same theme. So we have square eyes. And then the nose we want to come out three-dimensional, so I'll make a box nose. So here's our box nose. And the nose needs to breathe, so we'll put some nostrils on. So we'll put in some boxes here. Like that. That's one. You can't see the other side. And we need an ear. So we'll make a box ear. Sounds similar, sounds so like what we did before. So we have a box here, a box. So we have the box here, box head. And some square eyes. And let's see, I need a square body. Sort of looks like a robot. Box. And some arms. Maybe some longer boxes for the arms. Box. Another box. I'm going to turn this arm in. So make a box this way, and sometimes I just start out crazy. I just start out making things. Hands, and then the hands. I'll start out with a box, this little slight box here, and a box. Put a thumb here, a thumb here, so we'll keep it simple. And make another box here, here. Some box fingers. There's 1, 2. Cartoons usually have 3 fingers. And then another box here for the other finger. And since I'm looking at it from the top, I need to put some box feet. You can't really see the legs that well, so we'll just bring this box feet out. Box feet, and the other box feet. Little feet, little box. And probably, looking at this, I need to bring that box in a little bit. Use my trusty eraser. The box, I didn't look over there. The box. Got this one. Box, follow that line. Box, and a box. So let's see. I'll give myself my horizon line. And let's see. Maybe a box house. There's some square windows or boxy site windows, and a door. So yeah, I'm using all squares. Squares, squares, squares. Let's see, what else can we put in there? A box sun in the background with some box rays. And box rays in there. And maybe a box dog. Or maybe let's make a box dog. Or animal. We won't say what animal it is. We'll see. So, a box head. And the body. Box body going out. And the tail. Bend it. And bend it again. And some legs, box legs. And the little feet. And the box. Feet here. And some more boxes. And then make believe I can see through the back. So I'll put a box foot here, and maybe not too much. A little bit of a nose. And open the mouth with another box. And some box eyes, another box eye, and some box ears. Yeah, that's the one ear over there, and this is the other ear over here. Okay. So this is what I call, this is the box. This is all made out of boxes. So this is the box town with his box dog and the box guy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline this with my trusty marker. So give me a few minutes and I'll mark this out with the marker. So I have two brushes. I have my big brush and a small brush. So I'm going to paint some of these things in here. And then I'll start with the yellow. I like to start with the lightest colors first and then add in the darker colors. So I'll put in some yellow here. This is watercolor. So my lines will still show. Lines kind of help me, and if I need to go back over the lines again, I can always go back over the lines again. But the lines will not. The watercolor will allow those lines to still be seen, and they're dark and bold. So we make our lines. Nice bright colors. Bright colors are nice. Now when you make yours, your box guy doesn't have to look the same. once you start making them, you can invent and make your own little box person. So I'm going to do that over here, and then I'll move someplace else so that I can let this dry while I work on another area. So I think I'll do the animal. I'll move down here to the animal. I'm going to make them red. When you're an artist, you can do things in colors that other people wouldn't think of doing them. So I'm going to have a red dog. Leave the eyes white. So just paint him in. I like color. I like color. Bright color. It's fun. More paint. Some more red. Now I want to take some of this red off, so what I do is I just wipe this brush dry and let the brush take the paint up. See, the brush will take the paint, take it right off. And just put that in there. Now what you can't see is my palette, but here's my palette. See, so I'll mix some of the color, bring some of this red and just mix it in my palette over there. And I'll go back to this. I'm using paper. This is a watercolor paper. By Canson. It's their student grade paper. It's good for young people to work on, to work with. So here we go. That tail. Grab my trusty piece of paper and sponge it up. So now I have my little red dog. Okay, got my little red dog, got my little son, and let's see. Maybe I'll make this a couple of different colors. I think I'll start with his head first. And I'm mixing my two colors. I'm going to mix a little blue and red together to make me a little bit more of a purpley color. Let's see if I can. Put some water in it. So I took some of this blue, put a little bit of that blue in there, and a little bit of the red, put it in there, and I test it over there. Maybe a little more blue. Yeah, that's it. So a little more blue. So with the color, you mix your color on your palette until you see it the way you want it. And then after you see it the way you want it, then you can put it on your painting. So let's see. It looks a little gray to me. I might add a little more blue to it. And we're going to be using color pencils too, so now look at this. This is like the foundation. Now when I'm using the paintbrush, I'm not painting like this. I'm painting like on the side of the brush. So if I paint on the side of the brush, I can give myself a nice area colored. And just float the paint down. And the paint will go where the water goes. So float it down. Let's see, the nose. Make this a little darker in here. This will be my shadow area. And a little bit more for the side of the box. And this side of the box here. Make this a little bit light. And then over here, I'll make this a little bit darker. Put that into the shadow. Maybe just a little bit darker. Let's see. Pick some of this up and put some more down. There we go. So I put a little bit more blue on it. Maybe I'll put it this whole side here like that. That color. Float it down. Float it right down. And a little blue on this side. And a little blue on this side. So now, see, I left his eyes open, gave him a little darkness on this side, this side, this side, and leave the light coming down on the other side. Okay, so now let's see what we can do here. Give him a, maybe I'll give him an orangey sweater. So if I want to make it a more of an orangey color or a little bit lighter color, I'm going to use, I shouldn't use that yellow. That yellow's not the greatest. So I'm going to use this yellow. This yellow. Get enough with that yellow on my, into my palette. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the red to it. Yeah, there we go. So I have like an orange. So maybe I'll be able to give him an orange sweater. Or an orange shirt. Or so let's put them in there. So I mix enough paint so that I don't run out. So that I don't have to go back in and try to mix that same color again. Just mix that right in. And again, if you don't have paint, you can use markers, you can use crayons, you can use different things. Need some more orange. Orange there. And maybe these arms. Let me see. Maybe I just do this part of the sweater. Or I'm calling it a sweater. Let's see, this part of the arms. There. And then we'll go over here and add some more color, orange on this side. And some in here, we see, maybe I'll go back. His arms match his head. More. See, we're almost done. See, we're almost done with him. There, right there, there. And right there. Put that little bit of color in there. So I got this matching. I thought it would be nice to match those two colors together. A little dark, a little bit of dark shadow in there. A little dark shadow right there. And next, his shoes, his box shoes. So, let me see. I might give him some brown shoes. Square brown shoes. Yeah, let's color that in. A little brown. Brown there. And right there. Okay, so we'll let this dry on this side. So we have his brown shoes, orange top here, and his purpley blue color box head. We got the red dog down the bottom, and now we put a little color in there. If you were with me, I would say, what color should I put over there? But you're not here with me, so I'll have to figure it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in, and I'll come right back. Now I'm gonna do the sky. So I have some blue paint, and like we did before, I'm gonna let the paint kind of roll down. I have a nice light blue color, and just kind of let it run down the page. I'll build a little puddle running right here. See that little puddle? So I'm just kind of guide that puddle down. Just move that puddle. That's what we do. Puddle. As long as I keep that puddle, it'll give you a nice stream color. Puddle. Just move that puddle down the street, right down the page. The tricky part is when I get to the sun, but we'll work that out when we get there. Yeah, so here we got a little puddle. But watercolor puddles are good. Move that around the sun. Down in here, and I might move that around here. Some more water. It was good that we made the sun first and the paint follows the water. So as long as if I bring the water here, I can kind of guide the water around. That's what we do with watercolor. We just kind of guide the water around. So I don't want it to go in there. If I put water right there, then the paint will go there and stop. See, stop right there. And to the puddle, right to the puddle. And let's finish this right here. A little small section. A little small area right here. As long as that puddle's there, I know that the paint's not dry, and I can just guide that puddle right down. It's a little trick, a little watercolor trick. See how smooth that is? So now we got that little bit of water stream. As long as I have that puddle, it's not dry yet. Now I can just kind of guide that puddle down. Let's move it down, move it down. I can make it into a drip too. But okay, when I get to the end, I want to get rid of the puddle so that it dries properly. So we'll just move that puddle down. Okay, move that puddle. More puddle. And when it gets down to the bottom, I dry my brush. If I don't get this, it'll go back up. So I'll just take my brush, my dry brush, and push it right there. And let it go back in. And take away a little bit of the puddle. Right here, a little puddle. I'll just take it up with my dry brush. And let it go back down. I'm going to lay it down. So now I have my light blue sky. And I'll put in, maybe I'll put in some green here. We'll wash some green in down the bottom. I mixed some green here. I used the blue and yellow, and I made this green. So I'm going to lay this green down in here. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what color could I do for this. So I had to dig into my full set of colors, and I found a pink, a bright pink. I think I'm going to use that pink to paint this. So now that we have all of this stuff down, I don't know, I was thinking I'd call it Boxy or Mr. Box or Box City, or here's my box dog, here's my box guy, here's my box house, and there's my box son. But you can always add extra. You can add a little bit extra. So if I wanted to do a little bit more, make this a little bit more intense with the orange, I can add more orange with my orange pencil. And just by adding it in, if I see spaces that I want to fix up a little bit, I can just add a little bit more orange in there. See? I can just add a little bit more orange to it. Or if I want to make this side of the body a little bit darker, let's see. Sometimes I'll make things look a little bit better by adding a little bit more. So this is what we call multimedia. Multimedia. And if I want to fix, add more black, just grab my marker and just, add more black. So you can always go back in and add little details, fix it up a little bit and use my marker. So I think like I'm going to make believe like the sun's coming down and this side of the body is in shadow. So I'm going to add a little bit more color here by using my color pencil. And what really helps is that we already have color down. A lot of times people that work with colored pencil, they don't think that they could start out with watercolor first. Just get some color down. So now, and this is special watercolor pencil. This pencil here, if I put water with it, it'll make it into a paint. But I'm just going to use it as watercolor, as a pencil now, and not as a watercolor pencil. So I add more tone on this side, and I have more control with the pencil. And if you don't have pencils, you could use crayons. Crayons. I like pencils. A lot of times in school, they don't use pencils as much, color pencils, but color pencils are real cool. See, now I got this side in shadow and this side in shadow right in here with this. Right there. And I was thinking that maybe the shoes, maybe this side of the shoes, I'll make those a little bit darker on one side. Just by shading this side of the shoe with my color pencil. And this side. See my method? I do this side, I do this side, I do that side, I do that side. Maybe a little underneath his box. A little shading under the box. It's a shadow. And if I look at this, I see this little shadow. I can add a little shadow of his arms going out. Now I got the shadow, this shadow, and maybe a little corner of this. I can make believe this, a little bit of corner of this is coming out. And I got a little bit of shadow. Now we can do the dog. Same thing. I'll start out with the red, as we started out with red, and I'll start out with the red first. And maybe I'll bring some more. Yeah, that's good. That's deep. And here's part of the red here. A little red this side with a little bit more red. Deepen it a little bit. This side is more red. Add it in with the color pencils. And here, side of the tail. That. And I'm going to brighten the orange a little bit. I'm going to add a little yellow. Make it more orangey just by adding more yellow on top. Here, make it a little brighter on top. I'm going to add a little more yellow on top here. The colored pencils help us to add extras. And also gives us control. Color pencils. Now, I was thinking right here, since we have these windows, but it's always nice, like if you have windows, maybe put some curtains in the windows. So I'm gonna make some curtains in the windows. Just like a little V. A little V. Maybe like a something like this. Like a little square shape. This way, this way, that way, and then I'll color them in. Some red curtains in the window. And if you want to, you can put somebody in the window. And that's easy. If you have somebody in the window, you just since it's far away, if you make a circle, now we got somebody in the window. And a circle and a little body. Now I got somebody looking out the window. It looks like an eye. I like sometimes I forgot a doorknob. So you can get in and out the house. And the same thing over here. Some more. And I see a little detail I didn't do, and that was right here. But since I have my color pencils, I can just put that right in with the color pencils. So it's cool. You can use these color pencils to help you draw. You put in a little extra details, so you can use both paint and color pencil to make our drawing of our little box guy. See, you got the shadow under the dog. You got the box head and the pink building with the shadow in the foreground. So have fun, play around, try to do the whole drawing with just boxes, just by using boxes. And I'll see you again next week.